Hello, and welcome to this next episode of Health Seeker Sparks with me, Guy Griffiths, and my colleague, Dean Martin. Hey, Dean, how are you today?
I'm all well, thank you for asking.
Good. So, the idea of these Sparks, these are short podcasts, vlogs, I think. I'm not sure exactly. The idea is to spark ideas and conversations about the Health Seekers model. And we've spun it around. Whereas with Health Seeker Stories, I was asking a lot of the questions. I have agreed to be grilled by Dean on these. What's your take on Health Seeker Sparks and how it's going and how the grilling is going, Dean, so far?
I wouldn't say grilled. I'm quite kind in terms of my questions, but I think the whole idea is that we hear the term health seekers, we use it all the time. It's in the press. But what does it really mean and how do we actually apply it? And I think the whole idea behind Health Seeker Sparks, these sort of mini sort of discussion programs is just to explore a little bit more about what it can mean, because we're not definitely giving it the definition, but it's our definition. But then also some hints, tips, insights in terms of what it means to the business, how can we apply it, any other ideas, spark a conversation, discussion. So we welcome all sort of comments and feedback in the comments below.
Yeah, absolutely. And you may be watching this on YouTube. You might just be listening on Spotify or Apple, whatever other platforms that it's on. So it is partly video. There's a slide we'll show in a minute, probably, which is part of the playbook. So you can download that. You can download it from ggfit.com/healthseekers. There'll be a QR code as well. And for those of you watching on video, you will spot a couple of clues that will tell you that it's November at the moment. So if you can see either of those clues, if you're a regular watcher, then drop a note in the comments below to mention then.
No prizes for winners, but just for fun, I guess. Just play along, just for fun. Right, Guy, let's dive into the playbook. And one of the slides that I want to focus on is membership models. And for those that are probably listening, when we show the slide, we can describe what it says on the screen. But what I want to explore today is how do we break the mold of current membership models? How do we make that shift?
Yeah, it's a good question. And listen, there's always lots of innovations in the fitness industry.
There is.
And there's lots of, can I use the word fads? I think,
Yeah.
well, I just have, that come in and some of them last. People are still doing Zumba in church halls and in leisure centres up and down the country. But we do like a trend and a fad in the fitness industry. And I think the ones that people think are really helping and are really going to grow things at the moment, there are a couple that I want to bust a little bit from a health seeker's angle. Pyrex is a good example, or when it was Tough Mudder and all the kind of racing, but fitness racing, Pyrex is, one of the examples. It's great, but it's appealing to probably 17% of the 17%, if that. And not everyone wants to progress to that.
Yeah.
Another one at the moment that's really, I think, gaining some traction, and lots of bigger operators are offering GP services as a core option on top of your membership. So those people paying a premium membership can pay a bit more and have what I term all-you-can-eat GP access, which, listen, it's fine. It's a way of adding to the bottom line, but I don't think it's really helping the health of the nation. And it is something that these GP service providers only want to offer to members who are visiting regularly. It's not something that they want to offer to ex-members or to the general public because they're not as healthy. And Health Seekers is coming from the other end, the other angle of that, the slide up that we're talking about on page 10 in the playbook. On this, we've got on the left-hand side, there's a pyramid with, and I always talk about 1,000 gym members. And at the base of the pyramid, you've got probably 500 who are just accessing the gym. You've maybe got another 300-400 who are doing classes as well. You've maybe got 100 at the top, at the peak of the pyramid, who might be doing PT. And those probably also, you could draw that with the people doing high rocks at the top. But rather than adding to the top of the pyramid and niching on the niche, what we are doing with health seekers is we're actually building another layer under the pyramid of health seekers. And this is what See on the right of the slide. So we've got a 1,000 member club with members paying a direct debit or an annual or whatever else, visiting the gym. But we want to add another 1,000 people who come in once a month, or maybe once a quarter, or even once a year for their health check and their coaching. And they pay something for that. And they might, if they come in once a month, they might be on a 30 days to feel healthier program, or they might be on a feel 5 years younger, 12-week program, a bit like a traditional gym might think of a transformation program. But they're not transforming their body. They're not getting beach ready. They are feeling younger. They're transforming their health. Maybe they're drinking more water, the example I always give, or maybe they're buying a dog. But they're coming in and we're supporting them with this health seekers model, but building that underneath the membership model with these people who are coming in for their health checks and their health seeker programs. So it's a stronger base to your business. It's more business and more people that you're talking to and supporting.
I think you made a great point, Guy, because when we start talking about innovation, I mean, we both love innovation in the fitness space, because without innovation and pushing those boundaries and things, the regular things, even just smartwatches today, were used by the absolute athletes, performers, and then it sort of cascaded down just for the ordinary folk, just like me. So innovation is essential. And all of these things that are actually appealing to the athletes of the moment, the real hardcore gym folk, lessons, elements of that will cascade through the pyramid to everybody. What is also fascinating that you've just said there is that when we talk about innovation and growth, because we tend to put those together, innovation and growth, and we think we are growing when we start talking about innovation. So what we're doing is dropping these GP access services in at existing member level. We are opening up Hydrox to the people who are already using the gym. That's not growth. It's just improving a service. It could be even used as maybe retention to stop them going anywhere else without it. So it's more of a retention tool and not growth, because you're serving the same database, the same members, just with a better offering. You could argue you may get a few from neighboring gyms that don't offer that, but
We're
yeah,
going back to last week's episode of the member merry-go-round again, right? We're just fighting for the same 17%.
absolutely, absolutely. But when we talk about growth, we're talking about new folk who have not necessarily been in, a different type of folk, a different catchment, a different category of people that we're not currently serving. And then sliding that in as a foundation level. So like you mentioned, the pyramid, and for those who are listening, we are looking at sliding another slither under that pyramid to act as a firmer base. So, if we look at the pyramids in Egypt, and what we're looking at is underpinning it with a concrete slab of some new catchment of folk who don't necessarily use the gym. They don't come to the classes. But they are seeking something around their health. They're looking for a central point community, an expert to lead the way. And it's how we can sort of unlock those people to go, we are the facility. We are your guys. We are here for you. Come and talk to us and we can guide you. We're not going to sell you a membership. However, we'd love to see you on a monthly check-in or a quarterly check-in, whatever that might be, depending on the needs and wants of the people who are coming through the door.
That's right. Part of it is, let's be frank about this, part of this is a bit of a data collection exercise, because if Dean comes in for a health check today, and then we try and entice him back with a paid for follow-up, we'll try that every month for the next 11 months. And in 12 months' time, we'll probably offer him another one, a funded complimentary, not free, but we'll get him back and say, look, it's been a year, Dean. Let's get you back in. So it's about supporting people, sure, but it is also about data collection and then seeing what else we can sell to those people. And it is commercial. One thing I just need to caveat, because a couple of people, one chief exec of a very large trust, looked at this and loved the model, by the way, but wanted to turn it around and say, yeah, our health seekers raise at the top and it's a funnel. And I have argued with them, not giving away genders because I give away who it is, but that's not the right way around. This isn't a funnel. We don't expect everyone to filter down. And ultimately, if you're watching the slide, we don't expect everyone to be having PT at the end or everyone to be doing high rocks by the end. I expect that most of the people, 80, 90% of health seekers will still be health seekers. 10% of them, maybe 17% of them that come in for the health check might become members. But having them on that foundation layer as beginners, or even pre-beginners, if you like, is fine. Most people will stay there. Most people will not want to work out or exercise, but they will gain benefits from understanding their health and having coaching on their health. So this isn't a funnel. It is a pyramid, and it's building that string base. So I'm keen to stress that this is a bottom-up approach. We're adding a bigger base layer to make your business more resilient and bring in more money, because those health seekers will be paying for these services.
And,
But is there anything else to add to that, Dean?
yeah, just think of the diversity of a leisure business and the kind of add-ons and things that we sell. And vending machines are a fine example. And just thinking of the vending machine model, that was just using a space in the foyer where people congregate to offer them something they need and want, probably either before or after a swim or a workout, and it's there and it's ready, sort of thing. But those drip bits of money from the vending machines is a similar way we should look at the health seekers. That the whole idea is that the health seekers are not going to come and buy a membership at £300-400 a year, but what they will do is maybe drip into the facility and buy accesses to services as and when they're needed, or they are coached and trained through. So I think for me, when we think of health seekers, and you're quite right, it's building that foundation. And I love what you said about helping your business become more resilient, because you've got that foundation, you've got those expenses being covered by a wider group of the population, all paying a little bit, and then we can start nurturing those for wherever they want to be. And they, like I say, they may never be a gym member, but they may go through some transformation programs or education or join a community, whatever that might be.
Absolutely. So there's more of these chats. Hopefully it'll be more myth busting to come.
Easy for you to
Yeah, thank you. What in terms of the takeaways? So as we always say, go back and listen to the previous episodes to hear my definition of a health seeker, or rewind all the way back through health seeker stories to hear Dean's one from over a year ago. But the call to actions now, Dean, from your marketing brain.
I suppose call to actions. The idea of Health Seeker Sparks is just to create these conversations, have these conversations open. Let's keep talking about the challenges that we face as operators and businesses. And by all means, there's a QR code on the screen and a URL link, which points to the health seekers. And what we've done is created a playbook that has all of the slides that we talk about on these Health Seeker Sparks, but also just gives an oversight, a synopsis of what that model is. Get the playbook, have a read through. Do you agree with it? Don't you agree with it? What questions would you have, or what would you do differently? We'd love to hear from you.
So just download the playbook, comments below. If you do download the playbook, then believe it or not, there's then another link to download some more collateral if you want help with starting the journey, or as Dean says, just reach out. Dean, thanks for your time. Listener or watcher, thank you very much for listening. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Super. Bye for now.